Hello everyone. So today I'll take up the assembly of screw jack using CATIA. So we have created all the parts and we need to go with the assembly here. So for that, how to assemble the parts? You need to go with the start, mechanical design and assembly design. After going through this, you need to call the parts for assembly. So how to call it? So here it is. For that there are two options for calling the parts. So here it is one option called existing component, and then one more it is called the existing component with positioning. There is a slight difference between the two commands. So one is existing component. Using this existing component, you can call the part in, and then that part will be seated anywhere on the screen irrespective of the location. Okay, so with respect to its own location, so it will occupy the space on the screen. So with this existing component, you don't have any control over it, where to place it and then where not to place it. But here it is in the second option. In the second option, existing component with positioning. So here it is, you can place the component wherever you want it. So whether you want in the top right corner or top left corner or bottom right corner or bottom left corner, using this existing component, that is okay. The common term which I told, or here also using this, you can move the part to the desired location where you want to assemble the part exactly into the assembly. So for that reason, so this will be serving the purpose. So for calling the first part, I'll go with the existing component, so that we'll come to know so in which instant you'll be using this command. So go with the existing component, click on this, then soon after clicking this, nothing will changes on the screen. So to get the part, what you need to do is you need to click on the product. So you need to click on the product, and then it will guide for the location of the part where you have saved. Okay, here it is. So I have saved in D drive. So and then here it is. I'll go to the location where I have saved the parts. So in this case it is I'm going with the assembly of screw jack. So here it is, I saved all the parts. So to start with, you need to call the body part in the beginning. So for the major part, you need to call it in the beginning. In this case, in the screw jack, the major part, it is the body part. Select this body part and then click open. Okay, soon after calling that body part, it will be seated here without asking for the position by randomly it will be occupying some space. Here it is. Then this is the body part here, the major part in this assembly. So this you need to fix it using the fix command. Here it's called the fix component. So click on this and then click on the part. Click on the part so that you can find that this is the fixed. Now you cannot move it anywhere here in any direction. It is arrested in all the degrees of freedom. So for that reason, the fix will be used for the main body part. Now so afterwards, I need to call the second part. I need to call the second part. Now I will not be going with the existing component here, but I'll be going with the next option. It is called existing component with positioning. Click on this and then click on the product. So now it is, you need to see so which part you need to call it. Now so I'll call the nut. I'll call the nut here. So click open. So now I got the nut here. So with the existing component with positioning. Now it is, you can use any number of iteration in the screen. Then obviously this in the bigger screen, this will be mode here. You can use any number of iterations, you can use any number of trials. So in order to place the object, here it is, don't place it inside. So thinking that I have placed it here, so just you need to place it near to this, either above if there is a space, or you can place it adjacent to it, and then click OK once you got this one here. So that's the difference between with existing component and then existing component with positioning. So now it is since both are cylindrical parts, the parts will be assembled with respect to the axis. So for that I'll be going with this. For all assembling all the cylindrical parts, we need to go with the command called the coincident constraint. So click on this coincident constraint. No need to, so prompt it future, close it. Okay, soon after selecting this coincident constraint, select the axis of this part and then select the axis of this part. Okay, so both the axes have been selected and then click update here. So there is an update command, okay, icon here it is, there is an icon called the update. So when you click update, so that okay, both the parts will be in line with each other with respect to the axis. Now it is I have placed in such a way that I placed it adjacent to it, and then soon after the okay, I made it okay, both the axes coincide with each other, they are overlapping, so that both have been occupied, and then it is placed the second part, it has gone inside the first part. So now I need to move it out, so that second part. So for that you need to use the compass here, you need to use the make use of the compass. Okay, call this okay, compass here, and then you need to select the second part here, select the second part, and then with respect to this vertical line, okay, with respect to the vertical line, you need to move it out here, you need to move it out. So in this way you need to call the part, okay, you can use the command, okay, compass. So this way, same way you can use it, okay, with respect you can move it any direction, and then you can rotate with respect to x, y, y, z, and then z axis plane. Now it is this edge, okay, this face should be coincided with this face. So for that now I need to use the command called the contact constraint. Okay, I need to give the connectivity, the contact between the okay, two faces, surfaces. Okay, so go with the contact constraint, go with the contact constraint here. So click on this, okay, between the two circles you need to select the area in such a way that okay, both the circles should be getting highlighted here. So if it is sometimes only one will be highlighted, in that case you will be getting the point contact or a line contact, but in this case contact means it should be surface contact. Okay, for that you need to select the two circles, so that you will be getting the okay, surface here. Similarly here also you need to select the surface, okay, in this bottom surface here in this part. So for that you can rotate it here. So pressing the roller button and then the right mouse button simultaneously pressing, and then if you move the okay, hold the mouse at a time, so that you can be getting the tilted okay, position here it is. Here also again you need to select the surface in such a way that you need to select the two circles, okay, select the two circles, so that you have selected the surface. Okay, and then soon after selecting the surface you need to click update, so that they'll be in line with each other. Okay, you made the contact constraint here, you made the contact constraint such that the surfaces will be in contact with each other. Now so in this way you need to assemble the part. Then the next thing is you need to place the spindle, screw spindle. So for that you need to same way, you need to go with existing component with positioning. So you need to go with the product. Okay, you need to select the screw spindle. So click open, so click open, you got the screw spindle, you need to select it here. So you need to select it, and then you can move it upwards in this case, otherwise it will goes inside, and then you need to move it upwards. So now same way, so you need to go with the coincident constraint. Okay, select the axis of this object, select the axis of this object, and then so click update, so that it will be okay, both the axes will be in line with each other. So this you can keep it, this you can leave the gap here, because it depends on the height of this okay, screw spindle here. So with respect to this screw spindle you can raise and then lower the platform of the screw jack. Now for that reason no need to make it okay, contact constraint here, you can make a so slight gap in between. Now so we need to call the next part cup, here it is. So go with the existing component with positioning, so click on the product, so go with the cup here. Okay, go with the cup, so click open. So now I got the cup here it is, you need to move it. I told you can use any number of iterations in order to place the object. Okay, so I moved it here. Now first thing, so here also it is cylindrical, and then the hole which is in the bottom, okay, it's also cylindrical. Now I can use okay, the coincident constraint here for all the cylindrical parts. So this I can use it for the flat objects. Okay, go with the coincident constraint, select the axis of this object, select the axis of this object, so click update. Okay, so it is updated here, but it has gone inside. Okay, it has gone inside. Now what I need to do is I need to so move it upwards. So move your cursor here it is, you need to move your compass, select this object, and then you need to so move it outside here, you need to move it outside. So now you need to go with the contact constraint, go with the contact constraint, select this area and then select this area, okay, using the contact constraint, select this area and then click update, so that they have got the area contact here, okay, they got the area contact. So now the assembly has been taken place properly here. Now the next thing is I need to put the washer inside, okay, in order to put the screw I need to put the washer inside. So you need to call the washer, go with the existing component with positioning, so click on the product, call the washer, click open. So and then here also for the washer you need to so move it upwards. So move it upwards and then click OK. Now so same way you need to do it. So go with the coincident constraint, because both the parts are cylindrical. Select the axis of this part, no problem, no need to worry about that. You need to select the axis of this, you can select this axis of this screw spindle also and then select the axis of this washer here. So click update. Once it is okay, selected the points on this with respect to the coincident constraint, you need to click update, so that it will be updated here. Now it has gone inside, okay, it has gone inside. So don't think that it is okay, it will be placed properly, but you need to do it okay properly, so using the constraints. So for that same way you need to copy, you need to move your cursor, here it is, you need to move your compass, select this okay washer, here it is, okay, with respect to this vertical line in the compass, okay, with respect to the vertical line in the compass you need to move it upwards. Now you need to so okay, give the contact constraint, here it is, you need to give the contact constraint. So in order to align them, go with the contact constraint, select the okay the two circles, here it is, okay, the area for this contact, and then similarly you need to rotate this okay object such that you need to select this two circles here. So click update, so that it will be placed in its location, it will be placed in its location. So in order to know it whether it is placed perfectly or not, so that you can go with the views here, okay, you can go with the views, selecting the front view. So if you select the front view, you'll come to know that it will be placed exactly in line with each other. Similarly you can select the top view here, okay, when you select the top view, all the circles will be concentric with each other, okay, all the circles will be concentric with each other, indicating that so we have done the assembly in the proper sequence. Now it is okay, we have selected the top view. So always for the assembly we need to select the isometric view. So here it is, you need to change the view here, go with the views, you need to select the isometric view here, okay, select the isometric view. So click on this, so that you will be getting the isometric view. Now we have placed the washer, so I need to place the screw here, okay, I need to place the screw. So you need to call the part, so go with the existing component with positioning, you select the screw, okay, and so click open, so that the screw we got it here. So I got the screw here. Now so here this root diameter, it's also circular, and then here also circular, okay. So I need to go with the coincident constraint, select the axis of this object, and then click update, so that both the axes are in line. Now same way it has gone inside, you need to pull it outside using this compass. So this compass, okay, you can place it in such a way that this vertical line, you can place it in any manner. So you can place it in any manner, and then you can move the object. Now it is placed the okay vertical line, it is placed horizontally. Now with respect to this line, I'll be moving here, okay, select this line and then you can move it upwards. So no need to worry about the particular location of this, you can place it in any manner, the compass, and then you can do it. Now here it is, you need to go with the contact constraint, this slant surface of the screw should be placed in the slant surface of this washer, okay, in the chamfered portion. So that you need to do it. So for that we need to go with the contact constraint here, because this is the there will be area contact here, okay, select the contact constraint, select this tapered portion, tapered area here, and then select the okay tapered area, okay. so click update, so click update so that it will be placed in its location here, the screw. So now we need to place the tummy bar here, so that is okay for raising and then lowering. So this okay body part, so this the platform you need to go with the okay tummy bar here, you need to place the tummy bar. So go with this, okay, call the part, so go with the existing component with positioning, click the product, select the tummy bar here, okay, select the tummy bar, so click open, so click open, and then so we got it here. So I'll be placing it away from the object here, okay, click OK. Now so my tummy bar is here, this end portion should be okay inserted here in this small hole here. So for that, okay, so here again you need to go with the coincident constraints, so go with the okay coincident constraint, select the axis of this hole, select the axis of this hole, and then click update so that they are in line with each other. Now so this one, okay, until this length to this portion it has to go inside, okay, so there is no constraint that it has to fully enter, but okay slip may happen if it is outside this smaller diameter. So for that, so in order to have the proper grip you need to so place it inside, okay, so you need to so click on the part which you need to select it, okay, which you want to move it, select this, and then you need to so with respect to the compass you can move it inside. See it is it can also go inside into the object, but we cannot because so there will be bigger diameter which is present here that cannot go into this smaller hole, you need to leave a small gap in between. So in this way, so you need to so go with the assembly for all the parts. Now it is once the assembly is done, so you need to convert this one to okay orthographic projections with respect to the top view and front view, and also you need to go with the sectional views. So how to do it? So let us go with the conversion here. So go with the start, so the mechanical design, and then drafting here, okay, so go with the drafting. See it is important in the format you need to select the A4. If it is the A4 is not there, the reason behind it is A4 is so we'll be taking the printout in the A4 for all the exams. So due to the constraint with the printer, so we'll be using, so most often we'll be using the A4 printer. So for that okay the paper selected should be A4 here. If it is not A4, if you are okay using A1 or A2, then A3, then you need to go with the modification, you need to select the sheet which you wanted here, A1, A2, A3 or A4. Now in this case it is A4, and then it is okay portrait or landscape. So in this case, in order to fit all the views, the front view, top view, and then isometric view, so we need to go with the landscape here and then click open, okay, and then click OK here. Now so we got the sheet here, so in this sheet we need to convert that okay 3D drawing into 2D drawing. So how to do that? So here it is, you need to go with the creation of the wizard here, so you need to click it here. So it is okay, it is indicating that view creation wizard, so we can view the creation wizard, and then here it is, so okay we can get the front view, top view, and then left view here it is. So in this case I wanted okay the top view here, okay I wanted the top view, so with this I'll be getting the top view. So when you go to the next option, it is you will be getting the front view, bottom view, and then the right view. So we don't want, so with respect to the top view we will be going, and then similarly so it is you can see all the 6 views, the front view, top view, bottom view, left view, right view. So all these views you will be getting here, it is not required. So I wanted only this view, so in such a way that I'll be getting the front view, top view, and then the left view. So click on this. Soon after selecting this, so we'll be getting the now so how to convert it. So we have selected the views in such a way that we need to get the top view, and then you can see here after that you need to, it is asking us the command line, it is saying that select a reference plane on the 3D geometry. So okay in the reference plane, so here it is, so we need to select the reference plane here in such a way that so I need to get the tummy bar here. So when I select this plane here, so when I select this tummy, okay select this plane, so that I'll be getting the tummy bar here. instead of this plane, if I selected this plane, so that this will be okay, I'll be getting the dot here. Okay, I'll be getting here, and then in the selection I'll make not getting properly here. So now, so I got the top view, front view, and then the side view here. Now, so in order to take the sectioning, I don't want the so front view and then the side view. I need only the top view here. So now this is the A4 sheet here. Okay, this is the A4 sheet. So now it is even the top view, it is bigger than the A4 sheet here. Okay, the top view, it is even bigger than the A4 sheet. So for that I need to go with the scaling. So you need to click on the border. So go with the properties. Okay, go with the properties. Here it is. Okay, I'll be going with 1:3 here. Okay, you can go also go with 1:2. Now in this case I'll be going with 1:3 here. Now you can move it anywhere here. So in the sheet, so now it is fitted properly here. So it has occupied some space in the A4 sheet. It is came inside. Earlier it was crossing the A4 sheet here. Now I need to take the sectioning here. So I need to take the sectioning. So for that, so I need to go with the offset section view. This is indicating the offset section view. Using this I can go with the section plane here. So click on this. So click on this. Now it is active here. The color has been changed. Okay, you need to select the center line on the tummy bar, and then you need to click the second point here. Okay, so click the second point, and then where you click the second point, there itself you need to, using the leftmost button, you need to double click it, and then you need to move it upwards. You need to move it upwards, so that you'll be getting the sectional view here. You'll be getting the sectional view. So in this case I have taken the full section. Okay, when I cut it half part here, and then when I remove the front portion, so for the retained portion which is in the back side, how it looks, okay, that will look like this. Okay, that will look like this. So in all the cases, so the bolts, nuts, and then the screws should be removed, the hatching. So only for the remaining portions you need to show the hatching here. So this is about the top view and then the front view here. Now I'll show you how to okay, so bring the isometric view here. So here it is. You need to go with the more options. So go, okay, select the isometric view here. Select the isometric view. So now after selecting this isometric view, it will be asking for select a reference plane on the 3D geometry. Okay, so you need to minimize this. So here also same thing. So you need to select one of the reference plane, so that you'll be getting the isometric view here. Okay, so it is since when you move it here, it is bigger than the A4 sheet. You need to reduce it here. Go to the properties. Okay, so click on the drawing, go with the properties. Here also you can give 1:3 here. Okay, give 1:3, and then so you can move it inside here. Okay, go move it inside, and then you can go with the fit command here. So now we got the top view, we got the front view, and then we got the isometric view for the screw jack. Similarly, you can go with the left half inch section and then the right half inch section. So here it is. When you remove this front left, here it is. That's called the left half inch section. When you remove the front portion here in the towards right side of this object, here it is right half inch section. So in that case, you need to draw the section line from here, and then move to the second point. Okay, you need to click for the second point here, and then move it outside, click for the third point, and then you need to click it here, the fourth point. If you double click it here, so that you'll be getting the right half inch section here. It is only you'll be getting the section for the right portion here. So in this way, you need to go with assembly for the screw jack. Thank you.